Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School, Taif. I am Miss Bushra Tanveer. This is social study class for grade 8. This is our fourth video of this virtual class. In this video we shall discuss chapter 5. After today's lesson, dear students, you will be able to understand the text given in chapter 5 and you will be able to do the question answer given in the exercise question number 3 and 4. After today's lesson, you will be able to do the short question answers and also the multiple choice questions MCQs from chapter 5. Dear students, in chapter 5 industry, we have discussed few topics in our previous lesson. So today we shall start from natural gas, book page 50. Natural gas, like oil, natural gas was created by rotting vegetation deep underground. Often the two are found together, but unfortunately not in Pakistan, which has very large reserves of natural gas but very little oil at the moment. Natural gas is a very flexible fuel. It can be piped directly at homes for cooking and heating, factories, power stations and industry. It can be used as fuel for cars and trucks. Its advantage as a fuel for transport is that it is clean and does not emit fumes into the atmosphere. Natural gas was created by the rotten vegetation deep ground, just like oil, and it is found abundantly in Pakistan, especially in the area of Balochistan, Sui. So gas field in Pakistan, Sui gas is the biggest natural gas field in Balochistan. Natural gas is very important to Pakistan, and natural gas is the cheap and the convenient domestic fuel in Pakistan. So you can see in these two pictures, in the left side of the picture is a Soi Balochistan plant is over here, and the right side you can see a fertilizer plant using natural gas as a raw material. Next picture you can see the transport. First of all, you know about the transport. Transport means that it's a movement to place the things from one place to another, means one side of the world to another side of the world. So the different vehicles are over here: cars, buses, containers and the loaders. All these are the means of the transport and the modes of the transport. All these vehicles are used for the transportation. Now next subheading, transport. Transport is a part of service industry, but it is discussed here as it is essential for the movement of oil and industrial products, sending goods by sea, especially large or bulky ones, mineral ores, coal, grain, machinery, vehicle, etc. It is the cheapest way of getting them from one side of the world to the other. The main type of ship for long distance voyages are oil tankers, bulk ore carriers and the container ships. Transport means that carry things from one place to another. We use oil tankers, bulk carriers and the container ships. All these are the means of the transport. The next subheading, tankers. Tankers are what they say. They are huge floating tanks powered by engines usually used for transporting oil. They can be 450 meters long and 68 meters wide and weigh up to 500,000 tons. They are so big that the crew of 30 to 40 men often have motor scooters to get from one end of the deck to the other. Tanker is also the source of transportation, and we can tanker is used for transporting oil, petrol, diesels, and also the petrochemical material from one place to another. Let's move to the next passage, next paragraph of chapter 5, container ship. Container ships usually well over 400 meters long. These ships are rarely floating warehouses. They are designed to carry goods already packed in huge metal boxes 6 to 12 meters long and 2.5 meters wide and 2.5 meters in height. Because all of these containers are the same size and shape, they can be packed together much more closely than loose goods. The products are loaded into the containers at the factories, then taken on special train or truck to the ports where they are loaded by the special equipment onto the ships. In this page you can see the container ship. It's filled with the containers. So container ship is also the source of transportation. It carry the heavy loads, or we can say the spare parts of the vehicle, surgical instruments, and also the other heavy instruments carry from one part of the world to the other. So container ship is also the mode of transport and the means of transport, and transport plays an important role in the economic growth of the country. Let's see the next passage or the paragraph of the chapter 5, bulk carriers. Some goods such as coal, metal, ores and the grains are not suitable for containers, and these are often carried in bulk carriers. These are up to 350 meters long with the engines and living quarters at the rear, with the rest of the ship a huge open space for cargo. Many of them can hold 250,000 tons of goods. So bulk carrier is also the means of transport. The bulker is a merchant specially ship designed to the transport unpackaged bulk cargo such as grain, coal, ore, steel coils, and the cement its cargo holds. Means like these things we can transfer or we can carry by the bulk carriers. So you can see in the picture the bulk carrier is a mean of transport, and it also can carry the things from one place to another. So dear students, let's move to the exercise question answer. Question number 3. Question number 1 and 2 from the exercise we have done in our first video. So today we shall discuss question number 3. Question number 3. Make a list of advantages of container transport. Which do you think are the most important ones? Can you think of any disadvantages? First of all, we shall discuss the advantages. The first point of the answer: goods are packed in containers at the factory and locked. This prevents stealing, which used to be very common. As the containers are all gigantic boxes of the same size or different size, they can be packed together much more closely. Point number 3. On arrival at the port of destination, the containers can be unloaded by special cranes very quickly and sent on trucks or by rail directly to their destination, again avoiding pilfering. Point number 4, question number 3. Goods in containers are much less likely to suffer damage because they are packed at the place of origin by men who know how to do this job in the best way, protecting them from breakage and getting the maximum amount of goods into each box. So next, point number 5, as the containers are made of metal, they can be left outside without any fear of the goods inside becoming damaged by rain, etc. Now the disadvantages. The first one, docks have to be equipped with specialist equipment for handling the containers, and container ships can face problem when the ports do not have adequate facilities for berthing, cargo handling, cranes, loading and unloading on land, transportation and stake height limitation. The second disadvantage, and other equally serious problem, is of carrying vulnerable dock cargo and of being lost at the sea in bad weather, causing losses worth millions. The third disadvantage, a smaller and perhaps valuable item has either to be packed into someone else's container or leave a lot of wasted space in its own container. Although containers are large, some items, especially machinery, will not fit in them. 2.5 meters width is not very big to the transport machinery. So now we shall discuss answer of question number 4. First of all, we shall read the question. Question number 4. Think of one advantage and one disadvantage of each of these methods of production. Number 1, handwork, craftsmanship. Number 2, early factories, machine operated. Number 3, assembly line process. Number 4, automated facilities, robots. So the first point, craftsman, the advantage is that individuals can create different designs and patterns, and if necessary, according to the buyer's wishes. There is a pride in owning a handmade product as it is unique, the only one like it. The disadvantage is that it is slow. Different craftsmen have different skills, and some are much poorer at workmanship than others because it takes a long time generally to make it. It is usually much more expensive. So second topic, early factories. The advantage was that far more articles are made so that prices were lower and more people could own things, a move towards a higher standard of living. Disadvantages. The disadvantages were that the conditions in factories were terrible with very long hours and small children have to work. Although children had worked on peasant land, they were in open area and getting space. The factory owners would not allow even a window to be opened, as the textile mills needed a warm, moist atmosphere. Factories had to be generally in towns so that masses of the cheapest rows of houses were thrown up for the workers. People in the past had worked at their own pace and had a rest when they felt like it. In the factories, they had to keep going as long as the steam engine was running. The factory owners were often cruel about getting the maximum profit out of their workers. Assembly line, the advantage. The advantage was that output soared so that goods became cheaper, more people could afford furniture in their home and an improved lifestyle. There was a much wider range of goods available to make people's lives better because the output was so much more. Hours of work were steadily shortened. The disadvantage are as each worker did just one process, work was very boring, creating good products was not necessary, workers had to keep up with the assembly line, they could not take a rest. There were of course emergency buttons to stop the moving belt if there was a problem, and it was not unknown that workers would deliberately cause an accident and stop the line because there were a number of assembly lines linked. All the others had to stop too, and it took perhaps half an hour to reprogram them again, during which time the workers had rest. So the advantage of automated factories. The advantage is that the production again soared so that goods were cheaper and a much wider range was available. Virtually all chance of human error and faulty products are eliminated. Workers could make mistakes even with their own operation on the assembly line. Machines did not make any mistakes. The disadvantages are far fewer workers are needed, which can lead to unemployment. There is no pride in work or craftsmanship when all one has to do is sit at the desk and watch dials and press button. So now we shall discuss the short question answer given in chapter 5. Question number 1. Define the term industry. The dictionary defines industry as steady effort or as any branch of production, especially manufacturing. We have already looked at agriculture and there we will concentrate on any branch production. The second short question. What do you know about primary industry? Primary industry first level is getting the raw material. They can be from mining, quarrying, oil and gas drilling, agriculture, forestry and fishing. Now we shall see the question number 3, short question number 3. What do you know about secondary industry? Secondary industry, second level, takes the raw material and makes them into finished product ranging from tins to trains, needles to nuclear plants, or shoes to satellites. Question number 4. What do you know about tertiary industry? Tertiary industry, third level or more, usually service industry, does not produce goods for sale but enables the two other levels of industry function effectively. Question number 5. Name some products obtained from oil. Answer. Following are the names of some products obtained from oil: jet fuel, petrol, diesel, kerosene, liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, petrochemical, etc. Now we shall discuss the MCQs from chapter number 5. First MCQ. Sociologists usually divide industry into dash levels. The correct option or the correct answer of the first MCQ 3. MCQ number 2. There are dash types of mines. First option 1, second option 2, third option 3 and fourth option 4. So the correct option is 2. There are 2 types of mines. Now the third MCQ. Who was the first person to develop the conveyor belt? Henry Ford, William, Henry Becquerel and Henry Smith. The correct option number 1, Henry Ford was the first person to develop the conveyor belt. Now the fourth MCQ. Sui is in the first option Punjab, second option Sindh, third option NWFP and fourth option Balochistan. The correct answer, the correct option is 4, Balochistan. Sui is in Balochistan. Now the 5 MCQ. One tanker can carry dash tons of oil. 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. So the correct option 300,000. One tanker can carry 300,000 tons of oil. Now the 6th MCQ. Steam engine became common as a source of energy in dash century. 18th century, 19th, 20th or 21st. So the correct option, the correct answer number 2. Steam engine became common as the source of energy in 18th century. MCQ number 7. Dash is a cheap and convenient domestic fuel. First option natural gas, second option oil, third option diesel and fourth option none of them. Natural gas is the correct option. Natural gas is a cheap and convenient domestic fuel. MCQ number 8. The national refinery is in dash city. The first option Lahore, the second option Karachi, third option Multan and fourth option none of them. So the correct option number 2, Karachi. The natural refinery is in Karachi city. MCQ number 9. Tankers can travel at dash kilometer per hour. First option 30, second option 25, third option 20 and fourth option 15. So the correct option is 2. Tankers can travel at 25 km per hour. Now the MCQ number 10. Transport is a part of dash industries. First option secondary, second option primary, third option service and fourth option none of them. So the correct option is option number 3. Transport is a part of service industry. So in the MCQ chapter 5, all the MCQs are also done. Let's move to the homework. Yes students, you will read the pages which we have discussed today, page number 50, 51 and 52. And also you will learn and write answers of question number 3 and 4 given in the exercise. And also learn and write the short question answer and the MCQs from chapter number 5. See you in the next video. Goodbye.